Good morning. How are you? I'm coming again from my kitchen, and actually this is the last video I will be doing from this particular kitchen. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because I don't know when I'm going to have another kitchen. I mean, I'm working on it, but it'll, it might be a few weeks. And my point is that what I want to do between now and then, besides the Facebook and the gordonomore.com, is I would like you to send me dishes that you would like help modifying to meet your weight loss goals. Or a food that might be very heavy. You might already be on your goal, your weight, but it might be a food that it's heavy in calories and fat, and you want to modify it so that you can continue to enjoy it and not run the risk of gaining weight. And so because that's one of the things that I did. I made a list of the foods that not only the foods that I liked, but the foods that I was not willing to give up. I could not envision myself giving these foods up, for the rest of my life, just so that I wouldn't gain weight. So I took these foods that I enjoyed, whether it was from the restaurant or my home, and I modified them. So if you could send me, all of my links all my sites are linked now, and in some of them you will see my email. If you email me a recipe, and I'll modify it for you so that when I come back in my new kitchen, I can already be prepared and say, so-and-so send me this, and this is how we can fix it so that she or he can still enjoy it. So that is my point to why I said that this was my last day in this particular kitchen. So I want to have something to do in between then and now, and I'll have the time, and I want to do that for you. So quickly, I want to mention that a friend of mine, while I was down in the valley, in the Rio Grande Valley in Texas, he suggested, have you done anything with nopalitos, which is a cactus, and that's very traditional to the Mexican kitchen. The cactus, and it's kind of like okra. It doesn't have an intense flavor, but it's a vegetable, and it's good for you, and it has nutrients that are good for you. And anyway, so he went out of his way, and he went and got me some of corn tortillas with the cactus, the nopalitos in them. So I thought I froze them right away when he gave them to me a couple weeks ago. So they've been frozen up to now, and I fixed, I had to think of what I'm going to do with them, because they were new to me. I had not seen them. I mean, I've seen corn tortillas, but not with nopalitos in them. So I'm going to show you really fast a couple of ideas that I thought of, and that's the whole concept of this video, is for you to send me your emails with your recipes or ideas, and I can think of something to do to keep you enjoying the foods that you like to enjoy. So quickly, I have here, I did a medley of vegetables. It's, and I'm going to do the recipe in written form on my Facebook, but it's zucchini, bell peppers, and onions, and then some corn, and it's actually very colorful. And what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to make enchiladas. And I have here my 3 tortillas that I'm going to make the enchiladas with, this medley of vegetables. And I like to make my enchiladas individually, kind of like they do at a restaurant, not the whole pan. And what that helps do is you also reduce the you know, all of that sauce, because a lot of the sauces, they use flour in them. See? So I have the 3 enchiladas, and then what you do is, I just put the sauce over them. So that way you can control the amount of sauce you have. And then another thing that you can control is the amount of cheese. Now I'm using queso fresco, which is a Mexican cheese. It's the same texture as feta, but not the same taste. It's the same texture. And see how pretty that is? It's 3 enchiladas with the vegetable medley and the queso fresco. And then to the tortillas that Jaime got for me, they're green. And they have the same, I mean, they don't feel any different than the corn. And to these, I'm going to add the same medley of vegetables, but with a little different. I want to introduce you to soy chorizo, and it actually. I'm very particular about taste. I've mentioned that, and this you wouldn't know that it's not chorizo except that it doesn't have the gristle, because chorizo has that gristle. So these are the 3, look how pretty that is. The tortillas with the nopalitos in them and the vegetable medley. And then to that, just to make it different, I'm going to add the chorizo and you buy it in the produce department of your store, and it still has fat in it, and so, you know, that means it's good. And so you add some chorizo to that, and you have a totally different dish. And the corn tortillas, because it's vegetables, you know, you don't have as much fat like you would if you had ground beef or chicken. I go ahead and have 3. And that's very filling. Look how pretty that is. See? And so you have your enchiladas with the same vegetable medley. You have el queso fresco, and then you have your taquitos. And then what I did with the rest of the tortillas is, following the same concept from the miga recipe, I went ahead and cut them up. And then I put them in the non-stick foil. And I did spray them with, these are hot, I'm burning my hands. I sprayed them with Pam and a little bit of the California garlic salt. And you can do them anyway. You can put seasonings the way you want them. You might not want salt on them. And they're actually very good. I already had one. See, they crisp up, but they're not fried. And they taste just as good. You wouldn't know that they were not fried. They were at 500 degrees in the oven for 15 minutes. But in between, I took them out and turned them, sprayed a little bit more. I didn't add any more salt. I just sprayed a little bit more Pam, put them back in. So about total 15, 16 minutes at 500. And these are just like regular chips. And you don't taste the nopalitos, but they're in there. And then another way that I tried it was with the chorizo, and it's really, really good. So this is what the chorizo looks like. It looks just like regular chorizo, and you actually don't cook it very long because it's not meat, so it's it just takes a few minutes, and it's easy to burn. So I'll see you sometime soon again, and I know that everything will be, send me your emails with your recipes and I'll get to work on them. All right? Thank you. God bless.